Why, hello there. Just doing a quick little guide here, something that I like to do on this game when starting a new character. Basically, I follow along the road and just kind of hit up these certain areas along the way. For the first 12 and a half hours of the game, I kind of wandered around all over this beginning area. So I just created a new build, so let's just jump right into it. So just heading straight along the road. This first guy, he's totally optional. He is kind of tough to take on at the start, but you could probably do it. So there are a couple of caves along the cliffs to the left there, west. So if you want to get some summons, that's the place to do it. Normally you have to wait until nighttime to see this NPC. However, you have to already have your mount, so that'll be a little bit later in the game. Just come back and do this section later.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word? A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed.
So just grab the thing, talk to the guy, and you have just enough runes to grab a couple of things from this guy, so go ahead and pick these up.
Goodbye.
And follow along the road, just continue on, otherwise you can head left and just go along the cliffs. There's going to be some caves like I mentioned, you can do that as well, totally up to you. In this area you can acquire something in a bit of a basement area, but you have to make it through the guards just to get there, so you can acquire that. Otherwise, you could go ahead and raid these chests here. Simple, straightforward. You don't have to crouch. However, there are a couple of guys patrolling on this area, so just be aware of that. So these guys here, they're always visible, they look the same. However, you can't spot them on the map. I already picked it up, so a little bit later you could see what I mean. But otherwise, you can just pull up the map on your own and you'll see it. It's visible on the map, head to it, pick it up. Now, activating this bonfire, you're gonna get a little bit of a cutscene. This is when you get your mount. And just a quick tip, you can assign quick slots for your inventory here. I'm just going to demonstrate that quick. I like to always have easy access to my flasks as well as my mount. That way I'm not using inventory space just to pull them up and accidentally push like the square button or whatever it is for you on whatever you're playing with. PlayStation, it's a square button, and I don't like hitting that button by accident and having an animation, so yeah. I mean, you could follow along the road either way. You could discover a lot of areas on your own. I like to just cut north, and I like to head straight to the Uchigatana. There is an optional boss here. I have missed it before. It does drop an item. It's up to you if you want to get it. So once you're a little further north on the map, just continue along the road. You're gonna come across a couple of diverging paths here. Yep, just keep heading east. So we do have an NPC up here. You can go ahead and help him out on the opposite end, the road that I neglected to take. That is where the Uchigatana is located. I love using that weapon. It's a good starting item.
Oh, my stars! I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this?
I mean, I recommend finishing the quests instead of killing NPCs, which is absolutely your choice. You can get an item from him early on, but
Give me
you
a
know,
good
I recommend just
smack
doing the
from
quests.
behind
The
with
items,
something nice and big.
the rewards seem
I'll
to be
pop
better.
clean out. I'm sure of it.
So, if you decide to go for the Uchigatana, just head across the other side on that road I didn't take. Just blaze a path through this dungeon. There is going to be an Uchigatana towards the end of this path. And once you come back after activating the lever here, we'll open a door. You can acquire another item from the boss, which is pretty handy in a fight where you can get critical hits. So, again, totally up to you. But this is one of my favorite weapons in the game to start out with. So, continuing on. Just head on down here, you're going to come across another spot here to rest. You could heal up, re-up your flasks if you need to, and just head across the bridge here and continue along the road. So we're going to stumble upon this merchant here. You can acquire whatever you want from him. After this guy, you're going to come across an NPC, so just pay attention to that guy.
There's no mistake, is there? Death? A tarnished. I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death. Heed my warning. The village here, and worse yet, if you value your life, then go no further. The village here has turned back.
Even though he warns you off, just continue along the road. This boss is going to be optional, but he is pretty simple to beat, even at a low level. Totally optional. You can come back to this at any point in time, but you can progress some dialogue with D after killing him. So, up to you. And at this point, we're going to be heading along the road for a little bit, and we're going to diverge off the path at this point. So we're just going to head south. Now, these jump pads here, you can land on them safely from a high altitude, so they can be a lifesaver. Just keep that in mind. There is a little something off to the left here. I'm going to come back to that later because, well, because. So just pick up everything there is to pick up here. It's going to be very handy in the future. You can go ahead and upgrade your flasks, and you can go ahead and pick up this thing. It's going to be very handy. You can upgrade this flask as well with other add-ons that you unlock throughout the game, so just keep an eye out for those. So now we're going to continue along the road south, and here's that marker here. That is where the next map piece is going to be located. So you can activate this pillar of light. It will lead you somewhere, but we're going to end up there anyway. Now, just pick this up. When you come across this little thing over here, pay attention to the howling. You can have a dialogue with somebody a little later in the game about it, and he's going to tell you the significance of it. There are a couple of items in these ruins here. If you don't want to attack the enemy here, you can just run by him if you're lucky enough. You can try to kill him. You can even cheese it and just kill him from the stairwell here. Just run up on him and, you know, just hit him, run away, hit him, run away. That does work. But go ahead and pick up this talisman, and we're going to continue along south. There will be a merchant just over here as well. Alright, so we're going to make another fast travel spot, and then we're going to clear out this area. There is an Ash of War up here, kind of powerful, pretty decent early on. But it's up to you if you want to clear up these guards. It will make this whole area just a whole lot easier. You can just try to run up there and kill the guy at the top, it's up to you. But I find it will help a lot if you just clear out the guys on your way out. And this guy will be using the thing you're going to unlock from him, so good luck with that. Just try not to get hit by it. It will mess you up real fast. And just head on up the tower after you're done with it. There is an item at the top. Just acquire that, and we're ready to head somewhere else. So the next area, it's going to be for dexterity builds. It's a rapier, I believe. There is an item associated with the quest in this area as well. So we're going to take an indirect route. If you want to charge right through it, feel free. However, there are mages that are on top of these ruins. They are hard to access. You need to get up behind them. So if you take this guy out at the very least on the top, he's going to be a whole lot easier to deal with. Your choice. If you continue north along the road, you'll come across this wagon. You can go ahead and attack one of these guys. It'll stop the wagon. Your choice if you want to kill him or not. And there is an axe in the back of the wagon. Go ahead and pick that up. Okay, so if you don't have a decent shield at this point, we're gonna go find one. And also there is a magical bow we're gonna find as well. I did miss this a lot. Like, I ran past this item a lot of times and I stumbled upon it late in the game. So you can follow along the road if you want. On the map, it's a big tree. Just head a little bit north of the tree and you're gonna find this area. And this is another attachment for that flask we acquired at the Church of Marika. And just head a little bit north here. This building is gonna have a lift. Just go ahead and access that. So I think you might be a little bit under leveled at this point. So just run through here, collect all the things, and get to the next resting area. So across this area there's going to be a spell, and that is pretty much the only thing worth getting. There is a little something here as well, but if you want to take out these guys, it's totally up to you, but I'm only here for the spell. So the shield is just up there. After we are done over here, just head along the path. Collect all the items. The shield's gonna be at the end, and we're gonna turn around and head back. So this bow, I kept running past it, I didn't find it. I finally happened to have just been looking around in this area looking for, well, something. Not gonna ruin it. But I ended up stumbling upon this thing, and it's the first bow I've found in the game, to be honest. So at some point, you're going to have a dialogue that's going to get you transported to this area. He's going to mark something on your map, somewhere you can travel to early in the game that you might not have access to otherwise, but it's an area I like to do some XP farming. Wait, I meant ruin farming. So just do what you need to do in this area. If you happen to have jumped down here, be careful, there is an enemy at the end. There is a weapon down there, down to that door, if you're a faith build. Otherwise, just head back to the Church of Marika. Head along this way, there's going to be something hidden behind these bushes here. So just go check out the shiny thing behind D's special bush, and you'll get transported to the next area. Like I mentioned, I'd like to do some XP farming. XP. Soul. Not even souls. Ruins. There's the word. I like to do some farming for ruins over in this area. These guys drop at least 1,000 ruins per kill. They're not too difficult either. So early on, it's going to take you a little bit just to kill a few of them. But after you upgrade a weapon a little bit, you could end up one-shotting these guys, and you get a lot of ruins pretty fast early in the game. If you want to just build up your character, this is the place to do it early on. There is a consumable item you can acquire that will enhance the amount of ruins you acquire per kill for a limited amount of time. And in that situation, you're going to be getting maybe 1,500 to 1,700 ruins per kill, so it does add up really fast. Otherwise, just continue along the road. We're going to come across another area where you can respawn. And if you happen to die, you can just respawn there. So this area has maybe like 4 or 5 enemies in the area. So that's like 5,000 XP. Otherwise, just get across the bridge. There is a path along the left you can take as well, but that's going to activate the poison. Regardless, there is another resting spot you can head to. Just head down these cliffs here for easy access to this area. You can die if you slide down, so just be careful of that. So for this next section, wait until nighttime. You're gonna spawn an enemy, just run across the bridge. This guy's pretty tough, so try not to let him hit you. You're gonna be setting off some poison. That poison is what's gonna kill this guy, giving you access to one of the better Ash of Wars in the game, so I recommend using this. Just be considerate of what you're giving up on a weapon. Like, for example, if you use it on a Uchigatana or the Moonveil Katana, you're gonna override the ability of the weapon, so just be considerate of what you're doing. Otherwise, this is a very powerful Ash of War. I recommend using it. Using this ability instead of rolling, like this Ash of War does get some distance along with the dodge as opposed to just the standard roll, right? So check it out. And we're heading back to the Church of Marika. So we're gonna head back north along the road. There is that area. There is an NPC there. You're gonna get invaded. He's kind of annoying, so be ready for that. Otherwise, just follow along here. We're gonna find the Moonveil Katana, which is a magic-based katana. It's pretty powerful if you're doing like an intelligence build. I recommend picking this up. And if you happen to use the rest spot down here, just don't panic. Just run through the area. You can get through it. It's pretty simple. However, the boss at the end, I wouldn't recommend taking the boss on until you're at least a little bit leveled up. Just be aware of that. So when you're running through here, do not head right. That is where the boss is. If you open the door, you're getting sucked into a boss fight. Head through these doors. You can talk to this guy again and activate that. From here, you can make your choices.
Oh, the esteemed warrior. Where did you spring from? This was supposed to be a dead end, I'm sure of it. What's going on here? Well, gosh. It's to the festival at Redasn't the Thought.
So the katana you acquire from this boss, it's one of my favorite weapons in the game currently. It does have a pretty decent ability. I do dual wield the Uchigatana and the Moonveil. Trying to avoid just running around with the shield and sword, so just experimenting myself, but otherwise, very awesome weapon. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope this helps somebody out there. Stay awesome out there.